I think I have to drive to IKEA and buy a new chair here because I have an older one here. It is kind of low here. Well, but hey everyone. And also, hey everyone, to my new a new episode of my format Tech Inside, where I take you to explain how different things work and also to clarify some mysterious things in the tech world here. And it's some time on my German channel, but I'm not able to find the comment anymore. And someone asked, how the heck does a CD work? And although it is kind of magic inside the tech of a CD player or so, I find it pretty easy, or not that spectacular for CD, DVDs or Blu-ray discs. Okay, it was 1982 when the CD arrived, and back then computers did look like this, and programs and such were saved on diskettes. And before then, computers were built pretty easy, like for example the Commodore 64. It doesn't have that many components inside than what a PC nowadays has. And a little bit like that it was also at the CD here. Because the essential things for a CD player would be the laser, a motor to spin the disc inside, and also something to hold the disc inside so that it doesn't get loose while spinning the disc. And the CD was turned around 500 rounds per minute for the inner tracks, and as near as it was coming to the outer side of the tracks, it was spinning at around 200 rounds per minute. And you are probably asking why the disc was spinning higher at the inner tracks and then even slower on the outer tracks. Well, because now we are coming to how the reading of a CD would be. Well, on a CD, the data is been stored on a line and in little circles, and the circles are getting bigger as near as it would coming to the outer tracks. And all of these circles are connected with each other. And I also have the data with the normal speed that it would be on the outer tracks. The CD would spin a bit faster on the inner tracks than on the outer tracks. So then we have a little bit the same data speed there. And on these lines there would be some bits that would be a bit higher. That would be called a lands, because of lands, land higher, elevated. And also there would be also some cases where it would be a bit down. That would be called pits. And in every drive there would be a laser inside that would go through a half-transparent mirror that would be reflected to the disc and also to a photodiode. And when the disc is spinning and the laser would be focused on a land, so an elevated thing here, and it would be, the laser would be more intense, and so the drive would know it is a 1. And when the laser would hit on a pit, yeah, and the laser isn't anymore intense, and the drive would know it is a 0. And this digital signal would be used on every PC or anything else that would use digital data. It is basically 1 and 0, or also on or off. And you are seeing that a CD is pretty easy to understand here. Well, but not every drive can just go through the disk and just read it. Well, it needs some information, so like a table of contents. And this table of contents thing, it is on every disk. That would hold data such like the read speed, what type of disk it is actually, also where some of the data is stored on the disk, and also if it's copy protected. Yeah, but with this copy protection here, in my experience, it wasn't really that grateful for the manufacturers. The thing behind it, when it was told to me that I should copy this disk, even though it has a copy protection in it, well, I could still copy it, no problem. Well, about the next formats, the piracy things and such did have a little bit more popularity there, and the copy protection would be pretty good at then. And well, this is the time where we have legendary clips like this one. And well, this clip was used on DVD movies back then. But while speaking DVDs, you are probably asking how the heck it was managed to put even more data on a physically exact same discs. Well, for that we have to look at the pits and lands again. Do you see these spaces between these lines there? Well, what would be if we can shrink down this space there so that we have a little bit more space on the disc? Well, and there you go, we have a DVD in 1996. But for that we need a new laser, or as you could also call a precise laser there, that would have a little bit, or that is a little bit shrink down for the new DVD format. At CD drives, the laser that was used was 708 nanometers wide, while on DVD drives it was 650 or also in some cases 635 nanometers. And also beginning at the DVD format, it was also scrapped that the inner tracks have a little bit more speed than on the outer tracks. So DVD and going forward, they have the exact same speed on every track. And also when you are shrinking down these spaces between these lines, you are able to save up to a DVD 7.4 gigabytes of data or 8.5 gigabytes on dual layer DVDs. Okay, you are probably asking what the heck is a dual layer DVD? Well, it is sort of what the name is. It is another layer on top of the existing data layer from the DVD, so there is also space for even more space for 8.5 gigabytes. And DVDs were very popular in the 2000s because every movie back then, and also nowadays, was available on DVD. And the DVD format kind of put the VHS tape at the back there, so that it was being discontinued then. And also the PlayStation 2 has made the DVD a success there, because the PlayStation 2 has a DVD drive built in. And the PlayStation 2 is, to this date, the most successful console of all time. Well, but the DVD was perfect. But be honest, do you want a little bit more clarity, a little bit more sharpness to your image there? Like 1080p? Well, that would be a solution! HD DVD and the Blu-ray disc. Well, and both of these formats were rolled out in 2006, and there were pretty big rivals there. It was like the fight between the Betamax format and the VHS tape back then. Blu-ray disc had the good point for having a little bit more space, better audio quality, and also in longevity they were also better. But sadly the Blu-ray was a little bit more cost intensive, and also it was a little bit more complex to manufacture a Blu-ray disc. But the HD DVD there did something entirely different. It was cost effective to produce a HD DVD, and even existing HD DVD players could also play normal DVDs without any modification or something to the drive. Well, but Sony did crave for the HD DVD format, because the PlayStation 3 console, it has a Blu-ray player built in, and so yeah, the coffin was already prepared for the HD DVD format. And Microsoft did even have a HD DVD drive sold separately for the Xbox 360, The problem with that is, it was optional. You have to buy it separately from the console to enjoy those HD movies. So the HD DVD was a pretty big flop there. Okay, but you are probably now asking, how the heck was it made that even more data would be stored on such a disk there? Well, this was kind of like a physics problem there, because they were already kind of pushing the boundaries for the DVD format, because a red laser could only be 600 nanometers small until it isn't existing there or some. So a new color would be needed for a Blu-ray drive. But wait a minute. Blu-ray disc? There's the color in the name. Blue? Blue? Let's use a blue laser inside it. Well, and a blue laser could have a thickness of around 405 nanometers, and also by the reduction of the space between the lines from the pits and lands, there would be space on a Blu-ray disc of about 25 gigabytes for a single layer disc. And there would be also more development on the Blu-ray disc, like a dual layer Blu-ray that could store 50 gigabytes, and also BDXL discs that could save up to 100, or in some cases also 128 gigabytes of storage. And even in laboratory cases, a 20-layer Blu-ray disc could actually store 500 gigabytes of data. Well, and there's also development there, the Ultra HD Blu-ray. Okay, but this is the last format that we are taking a look at here. It was a new development for the Blu-ray format, and let's face it, a Ultra HD Blu-ray is kind of like a Blu-ray, but it's on steroids. At a Ultra HD Blu-ray, in many cases they were using 2-layer Blu-ray discs, and also the data would be a little bit more efficiently being stored, so that we have 4K image on them, and also HDR10 and even Dolby Atmos. Wait, Dolby Atmos? It is standing here in the script here. I was guessing it would be Dolby Vision, but Dolby Atmos? Well, I would say it is the same thing, but no, it isn't the same thing. And also the latest console, like the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, they also have a Ultra HD Blu-ray drive inside it. And also the Xbox One S and X also has a Ultra HD Blu-ray player inside it. Well, but sadly, because of the many streaming platforms there, the Ultra HD Blu-ray is kind of like a niche product there, but it has quite a potential there. I mean, this video is available in 4K, and in many cases when you are looking at 4K video, you're pretty much eating up all of your internet connection for this 4K image. And well, I'm thinking many of you are watching every video on the internet in full HD. And also, at some television places, full HD is still the norm. Or so is it here in Germany. Many of the TV stations here in Germany are still outputting a full HD image. Or at some cases also a 480p image. It's better with a local disc there, because you don't have the latency with the internet connection, and you have a pretty decent 4K experience. The only requirement that you have a 4K television here. And you are seeing optical media like CDs are pretty easy to understand here. And also they're pretty simple there. But tell me, where do you are still using optical media? Or what type of file do you have burned onto a disk? Well, I have here a relatively large video game collection here, and it is always good to have all of my games physically here, and so the optical medias, they're pretty good to have here. Well, and if you are liking optical media like CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays or Ultra HD Blu-rays, well, you can show it by leaving a like to this video, and also you can subscribe to the channel here. Well, otherwise, I think I have said everything about the optical media here. There's nothing standing here in my script here anymore. So then I can say, we see us.